I don't know, Rahul. I've been applying to jobs for months now, but I keep getting stuck in interviews. I think my English and communication skills are holding me back. I feel like I know what to say, but when I try, I either freeze or my sentences don't come out the way I intend.
I get what you mean, Amit. It's frustrating, right? You know you have the right ideas, but expressing them in a polished way can be tough, especially in English when it's not our first language. But hey, it's not something you can't fix. You've already got the basic language skills. You just need to refine them a bit.
Yeah, but where do I start? I don't have much time either. The job market's getting really competitive. Everyone seems to speak fluent English these days, and I feel like I'm behind.
Don't stress about being behind. It's great that you recognize what you need to work on. That's half the battle. Look, I work with students who face similar challenges every day. I can share a few strategies that helped me when I was improving my own English fluency and things I recommend to my students.
That would be super helpful. What did you do to get so fluent? I mean, you've been speaking English so comfortably for as long as I've known you.
I wasn't always fluent, you know. In fact, back in college, my English was decent, but I wasn't confident at all. I had to consciously improve it. One of the first things I realized was that fluency doesn't just come from learning grammar rules. It's more about getting comfortable using the language every day. So, my first piece of advice? Immerse yourself in English as much as you can.
Immerse myself? You mean like reading books or watching movies?
Exactly. But don't limit yourself to just one type of content. If you really want to get fluent, you should try to listen to, speak, read, and write in English daily. Here's what I did. Reading. I started with books, but not the difficult ones at first. I chose novels, short stories, or articles that interested me. The key is to find content that's engaging enough to keep you going even if you don't understand every word. Gradually, I moved on to more complex materials like newspapers or academic journals. Listening. I also listen to a lot of English. Podcasts, audiobooks, news, or even YouTube videos. Listening helps you understand how native speakers form sentences, their intonation, and new vocabulary. You don't have to actively memorize everything. Just let it sink in. Speaking. This was probably the hardest part, but it's the most important. I made it a point to practice speaking every day, even if it was just for a few minutes. Find someone to talk to, whether it's a friend or a language partner. If no one's around, talk to yourself. I did that a lot too. Writing. I kept a journal where I'd write short entries in English every day. It could be about anything. What I did that day, something I saw, or an idea I had. Writing forces you to structure your thoughts, and it helps reinforce the vocabulary and grammar you're learning.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of effort. Did you do all of that every single day?
Not all at once, of course, but I tried to incorporate some English into my routine every day. It doesn't have to be hours of practice. Even 30 minutes a day can make a huge difference if you're consistent. And it didn't always feel like practice because I was consuming content that I enjoyed. For example, I'd listen to a podcast about cricket or watch my favorite shows with English subtitles. The key is to make it fun and relevant to you.
I do watch shows in English sometimes, but I usually turn on the Hindi subtitles. Maybe I should switch to English subtitles?
Yes, absolutely. Using English subtitles will help you connect what you hear with how it's written. It's a great way to catch new phrases and sentence structures. At first, it might feel overwhelming, but after a while, you'll get used to it. Then you can challenge yourself further by watching without subtitles.
That makes sense. But what about speaking? That's the part one feels most nervous about. I don't want to sound awkward or make mistakes in front of people, especially during interviews.
I understand. Speaking in a new language can be nerve-wracking, but making mistakes is part of the process. I've made countless mistakes. What matters is getting comfortable with the idea of speaking. A few things that helped me. Practice in low-pressure situations. Start by speaking English with friends or family members who you trust. Since there's no pressure, you'll be more relaxed and open to trying new words or phrases. Language exchange. I also did language exchanges online. There are platforms where you can talk to people who want to learn your native language, and in return, they help you with English. It's a win-win, and again, it's a low-pressure environment. Record yourself. This might sound weird, but I sometimes recorded myself speaking. I'd pick a topic and just talk about it for 2 to 3 minutes, then listen to the recording. It helped me notice areas I needed to work on, like pronunciation or sentence flow, and I improved over time. Think in English. Another thing I started doing was thinking in English. If I was alone or just going about my day, I try to describe what I was doing or thinking in English in my head. It sounds small, but it really helps with fluency because you're training your brain to use the language automatically.
Thinking in English, huh? I've never thought of that. I usually think in Hindi and then try to translate what I want to say. That's probably why I get stuck sometimes.
Exactly. When you translate in your head, it slows you down, and the sentence structure often ends up being awkward. By thinking in English, you'll start forming sentences naturally without having to go through the extra step of translation. It's tough at first, but it becomes second nature with practice.
I guess that's true. But what about vocabulary? Sometimes I feel like I don't know enough words, especially in a professional setting. How did you build your vocabulary?
Building vocabulary is definitely important, but it's something that happens gradually. Don't focus on memorizing a long list of words all at once. Instead, pick up new words as you encounter them. Here's what I did. Context learning. When you come across a new word while reading or listening, try to understand its meaning from the context before looking it up. This way, the word sticks better because you've already attached meaning to it in a real-world scenario. Use new words. Once you've learned a word, try using it in sentences or conversations. The more you use it, the more it becomes part of your active vocabulary. It's one thing to know a word, but using it in the right context is how you really own it. Flashcards and apps. I also used flashcards for words I wanted to remember. These days, you can use apps like Anki or Quizlet to create digital flashcards. They help you review words at regular intervals, which is great for retention.
That's a good idea. I think I can start with making a habit of learning a few new words each day. But one more thing, what about improving my grammar? I feel like I sometimes make mistakes with tenses or sentence structure.
Don't get too bogged down by grammar rules, especially when you're speaking. Native speakers make mistakes too. and conversations are more about fluency than perfection. But if you want to improve your grammar, here are a few suggestions. Grammar in context. Like vocabulary, learning grammar in context is more effective than just studying rules. Pay attention to how sentences are structured in the books you read or the shows you watch. Practice speaking naturally. Focus on fluency first, and don't overthink grammar while speaking. If you make a mistake, correct yourself and move on. The more you speak, the more natural your grammar will become. Review grammar basics. If you feel there's a specific area of grammar you struggle with, like tenses or articles, you can review the rules briefly. There are plenty of short grammar exercises online that you can do for improving your English grammar.
Thanks, Rahul. You've really made me feel better about this. I'll start incorporating these tips right away. I'm feeling more confident already.
That's the spirit. Just stay consistent and don't be afraid to make mistakes. You've got this, and I'm always here to help if you need it.